On August 13th, 1990, a real queen was born. Alright, y'all, it is my birthday. So you guys might be seeing this on the day after my birthday, but I'm filming on my actual birthday. So it's a special celebration episode. We are going to turn up for this recap. So I got my drink. This is not water. Okay. I got me some cake. And I will be eating it while I recap these fools. And so if you are at home right now, celebrate with me. Get you a glass of wine, get you a cookie or a cracker or a cake or something. And let's get into this birthday recap. Boy, I'll tell y'all, I might just sit here and eat this cake because it is delicious. Okay, gotta put the cake down. Let's get to the recap. Okay. Y'all, this episode was great too. And I'm so excited about this whole season. I don't know what to do. I do feel like TLC is spoon feeding us the drama and the craziness because it was a 2-hour show and I feel like it was a lot of commercials and a lot of stuff left hanging, which kind of made me upset. But I will take it because I know the foolishness is going to continue next week. Let's just start off with our new couple. So we met Tariq this week. We did not meet Hazel, but Hazel is his girlfriend from the Thailand. She's from Thailand, and Tariq actually went on a trip to Thailand like last year or sometime, and he loved the food and the culture, and child just had the time of his little honey old life. And he decided that at that point forward, he just loved him some Asian women. Now, I had to roll my eyes real hard because I hate when I hear men say, I love blank type of women, because I just feel like that's like fetishizing a race of women instead of just saying, I met a girl in Thailand that I thought was beautiful and amazing, and I just so happened to fall in love with a Thai girl or something like that. They have to fetishize a whole race of women and be like, oh, I love Asian women now. But anyway, that's a conversation for a whole nother day. Tariq met a girl while he was in Thailand who became his girlfriend, but that didn't work out. I don't know how he got a girlfriend in 2 weeks, but those Thai women are serious about getting to America. I mean, if that man went to Thailand for 2 weeks and found a girl and called her his girlfriend, these Thai women are not playing with y'all about their green cards, okay? Y'all American men go over there on these Thai vacations and want to live it up and stuff, and they see you and you look like you got a little hint of a coin, and they gonna try to marry you and come to America and have a bunch of American babies. Like, these Thai women are not playing games when it comes to falling in love for a green card. But I digress. The girlfriend didn't work out, so he came back home, but he realized his love of Asian women, so he gets on Filipino Cupid or whatever the crap they get on. And he met Hazel, and Hazel is like 25 or something. He's like 45, whatever. He thinks she's so gorgeous and beautiful, and she's everything he ever dreamed of. But there is one little problem with Hazel. Hazel might be like Melissa. So we might have to put Hazel's name in quotation marks too. Tariq has never spoken to Hazel before. They have only communicated through text message, which is really strange to me how these people are falling in love over text conversations. I know that you can get to know a person through text. You might like a person or have a crush or be like, okay, I like their personality. But I don't really think these people understand what it means to love someone, because I don't think that it is possible for you to truly fall in love with a person that you have never spoken to, seen their face, had a conversation with them, whether it be virtually or face to face. I just don't think it can happen. And so Tariq is in La La Land, and child, he thinks he's in love with Hazel, and we have never seen Hazel. He has never seen Hazel. They did a little clip of where he tried to video call her and she rejected the call, and then texted him immediately talking about, oh, I'm shy. You know I'm shy. You're not shy. You're a man, Hazel. This is Ricky number 2. Both of them are getting catfished. There's no way that Hazel is an actual person. And I don't feel sorry for Tariq, but I do feel sorry for his adorable 5-year-old daughter. I think her name was Ari. They called her Ari for short. She was so cute. She is on the autism spectrum. He says that she has high functioning autism. It looks as if he has joint custody with the mom, like he has her some days and the mom has her some days, because he was walking her to the bus stop. Really cute little girl. He seems like a good dad from what they showed on the episode. He was, you know, helping her with her colors and her numbers and her shapes because she has a hard time communicating, which is so sweet and adorable. And I'm just like, how can this man have this adorable, cute daughter that he really wants to raise, and yet he is willing to fly thousands of miles to just meet some woman that he has never met or spoken to. This makes no sense to me. The delusion and the mental disconnect of these people still shocks me. And I can't believe I'm still shocked by it, but I am. Because I don't understand how you've never seen someone, but yet you can utter the words out of your mouth, I think Hazel would be a great stepmom to Ari. How do you know this? How do you know she would be a good stepmom if you've never spoken to her? You don't even know Hazel. You don't know anything about Hazel. All you know is you saw a pretty girl with big eyes and full lips and a nice body, and you think that that's going to be a mama to your baby. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, full eyes and big lips and a nice body does not a mother make. These people are making horrible life decisions and are dragging their poor little babies into it. And God bless the child that got his own, because these folks' parents are just foolish. And I just pray for these children's mental state later in life. And I hope they find a good therapist, because they're going to need it. Tariq's brother, oh, what was his name? Dean, I think. So Dean comes over to Tariq's house to discuss the whole trip to Thailand and Hazel and the relationship. Now, I thought that Dean was very straightforward. I really liked his personality. He cracked me up. I thought he was doing a little too much for the cameras. I feel like he was trying to be extra because cameras were there. I feel like he could have calmed it down a little bit, but he was speaking truth. So they go into the room that apparently Tariq had set up that day to work out in, because Tariq nor Dean have ever worked out in their entire lives. They were lifting those weights like they had never touched a dumbbell before in their life. I don't know what kind of workout this was. I don't know why they feel the need to stage these elaborate meetups to discuss what. Just sit down on the couch and have a conversation with your brother. We don't need to watch you guys fake work out. Both of you got beer guts and no muscle tone. We know you're not working out. Okay, stop it. But anyway, so they sit down and discuss the relationship with Hazel. And Dean, of course, just thinks that Hazel is another mail order trying to get a green card bride from Thailand. Which I kind of agree with him. He was talking a little bit racist, but I let it slide because he was trying to get through to Tariq, because Tariq wasn't hearing no reason at all. Said a con artist is a con artist. You never talked to her. And then apparently Hazel still lives with her boyfriend. Dean says that Hazel still has clothes, belongings, shoes, bags, her red bag with her makeup and everything at her ex-boyfriend's house. And I'm trying to figure out why he thinks it's cool that this girl's still living with this man. Do you really think that that's not her man? If Hazel is an actual real person and she has all of her things at her ex-boyfriend's house, which is probably her actual boyfriend, she's just calling him her ex-boyfriend, what makes you think that this girl is not with this man and that she's just scamming you? I didn't hear Tariq say anything about sending Hazel money every month, which kind of relieved me, but that doesn't mean that he isn't sending money. He just didn't mention that he was sending money, unless I missed something. I didn't hear him say anything about sending money. So maybe Hazel's just trying to find an American sucker that she can help her that can help her get over to America so she can get this green card. That's the only thing I can think. Why has he never video chatted with Hazel? Why is she acting like she's so shy? She sounds like she's already backing out, talking about, can I bring my whole family with me to the airport? It's just a strange situation, but Tariq has got his engagement ring in tow and is about to get on this plane with his plaid hat and plaid matching shirt. He looked like a picnic basket. I was like, are you going to Thailand or are you going to meet Yogi Bear? I don't know what was going on. He said that he had a 36-hour total travel time with 5 connecting flights. I said, what airline is this? Why so many connections? I can't do more than 2. If I got to connect more than 2 times, that's the Lord telling me I don't need to go. But Tariq is about to get on these 18 flights and this 26-hour trip and go to Thailand to meet his future baby mama wife Hazel, and it's a hot mess. And let's just say a prayer for Ari, shall we all? Yeah, that's it for Tariq and Hazel. Let's move on to the next couple. Stay with our new couples and move right on to Rachel and John. Okay, so Rachel has taken baby Lucy over to England, and they have taken this long international flight, and baby Lucy looked like just a peach on that plane. She is the cutest little baby. She was just sucking on that bottle and not making a sound. I just like, yes, that's my kind of baby. And so little baby Lucy and Rachel land in Heathrow at the airport, and Rachel is so excited to see John for the first time. And, you know, they land, and Rachel's at baggage claim waiting for her luggage. She looks broke down, tired, and disheveled, honey. Rachel looked a hot mess. She looked like she had been flying for 26 days and not 26 hours. She looked a hot mess. Her hair was just just, oh, Rachel looked rough. She looked like she had been traveling. I was like, girl, run in the bathroom and spruce up a little bit. You about to see your man. But Rachel said, I'm a mom. I'm having none of it. Rachel's waiting at the baggage claim to get her luggage, and she gets a text from John that says that he's not going to be able to pick her from the airport, and he needs her to hop on this train and go see Paddington Bear. And I was like, excuse me? I'm sorry, what? I need to do what now? Wet? I need to do wet? I couldn't believe that that John just left Rachel at the airport. I mean, she's in a country, she doesn't know where she is. Y'all know when you go to another place, the public transportation system is totally different from your place at home. It's confusing. Like, I have been to other like cities and other countries and tried to like hop on the train, and it's confusing. I'm trying to read the map. I'm trying to figure out where I am, where I'm going. How do I get my ticket? And then she got this baby. Like, that is a stressful situation when you just landed off a plane. You're tired. She only had 2 hours of sleep, and this man couldn't even have the decency to come pick this woman and her baby up at the airport. I was pissed off about that, like, for real. I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying they would have went home. I probably wouldn't have went home because that's a long way to just turn around and go back. But I definitely would have given him a piece of my mind when he did finally meet me wherever the heck I was going to see Paddington Bear, wherever she was going. I would have gave him a piece of my mind and cussed him slap out. That to me was a little bit crazy. And so they, you know, Rachel hops on the train and she's riding. It looked like she was riding for a long time because it looked like the sun was like kind of just starting to rise when she got on the plane. I don't know if maybe it was just cloudy in England, but it looked like it was a long train ride because when she got off the train at the train station, she looked even more disheveled and tired. I was like, how long was this train ride? This man did not even want to hop on the train. I mean, okay, let's say, for instance, yeah, you did have to ride the train. You could have rode the train with her. You could have already had her ticket paid for, dude, been ready for her when she got to the airport. She doesn't know where she's going. She's got this baby. She's got her luggage. That was just, like, really not a good look for John, and I didn't like that at all. Rachel gets to the train station and is looking around for John. She doesn't see him, and then they just pause it and cut out, and they go 24 hours earlier, and we actually get to meet John. And so John has his little introductory interview. He introduces himself. He tells us about his life, what he does. He tells us that he used to play American football in the UK, which apparently is the same as playing D-League football in the United States, because this man literally went from playing professional football to being a garbage man, which there's nothing wrong with being a garbage man. That's a respectable profession, and he's making his money. Good for him. Best of luck to you in your future endeavors, sir. But I'm just saying, the rise and fall of fame or success just seemed like a big jump. So it's clear to me that American football is trash in the UK, and nobody watches it, nor do they care about it, because this man just slid right on to a blue-collar profession. First impressions of John. I'm really starting to see exactly why he was so on board with the I'm just gonna be a daddy to a baby that's not mine, and Rachel just convinced him. John is slow. There's something wrong with John. I really think that John either one has some sort of like mental issue that makes him a little bit slower. I don't think he processes things as easily. He reminds me of my uncle. I have an uncle that's like that, that's a little slow, and I could see him like a woman being like, I'm pregnant, I know we were talking, the baby's not yours, and he would be that baby's daddy and not ask any questions. Or two, when he was playing American football, he got one too many concussions and it knocked his brain a little loose. Something is wrong with John. He is slow, you guys. I'm telling you, that man is slow. And that's why he was so cool with being this baby's daddy from who knows who this man is, who the actual father is. And he was so cool with this woman just popping up pregnant out of nowhere. And he was just like, okay. He still lives at home with his mom. He says that it's easy to save money. I don't believe it for a second. I think he lives with his mom because he needs help navigating life. And I think his mom helps him. I think he's slow. His sister came by when he was showing us the baby room. He had all the baby stuff. He don't know what it means to be a dad. He don't know. He just know babies like toys. That's all John knows. Babies like toys, so he bought a whole bunch of toys for the baby to play with. He ain't got no Pampers. I didn't see a pamper, a wipe, a bottle, a canister of formula. I didn't see a diaper genie. I didn't see anything that he needed in order to have a baby in his home. But he had plenty of toys. So I know baby Lucy is going to be very entertained. She ain't going to have no diapers to wear, but she's going to be entertained. Apparently, John thinks that babies just play with toys all day, and that's all they do. They don't eat. You know, he had the crib there, so she got somewhere to lay her head, but he had nothing else. He is not prepared. He's not ready. He doesn't know what he's doing. Thank God that he's there with his mom who can maybe help him, but He has no idea. His sister is nervous and worried. She doesn't like the situation at all. I think she feels like John is being manipulated by Rachel, honestly, because she was talking about how John used to go on all these dates with all these different girls. I don't really think that John was actually dating girls. I think that John was sleeping with a lot of women because he was a football star. I don't really see John having like meaningful conversations. He seemed a little like my brain is in my muscles. I pick things up and put them down. He just seemed really slow to me, y'all. I just can't with the way he talks, his mannerisms. The way he went through like all the stuff that Rachel had sent him, like, here is the baby onesie, here is the heart stitched with the umbilical cord. It was like very robotic and strange. Dude is weird. His brain's a little shooken up, I think. Sister is concerned. She don't really like the situation that now all of a sudden John was this vibrant young guy who was on the dating scene, and all of a sudden he's going to be an insta daddy. Sister is concerned. I think she thinks that Rachel's manipulating John, and I think John is being duped a little bit, but he's so slow that he really thinks that his life is going to be great. He went out with his friends, and they sat around and basically just roasted him for 20 minutes, which I was like, yes, those are my kind of friends. And then they discussed his criminal past, and he was basically saying that Rachel doesn't know everything. Y'all, I still feel like this dude probably is a wall puncher, but the fact that he's a little slow gives me a little bit more hope for these two, that Rachel will probably just be able to run him and he'll do as he's told, and Rachel will run the family and the household and tell him what to do, and he'll just follow suit because he's slow, y'all. So these two might work. It's crazy that she took her baby over there. I still don't agree with that. I still think she should have found out what's his deal before she did all that, but these two just might work for a little while. I think that man is slow, and I think Rachel is taking advantage of a slow man, and she's going to just lead him by the hand down the road of life, and they're just going to be happy together. That's honestly what I think. So after we met John, it cuts back to Rachel being lost all in the train station looking around. And so it's kind of flipping back and forth to John and Rachel, John and Rachel. And John is standing outside. I don't know where he is. I don't know where John was. I'm like, if you wandering around the streets of England, why is it that you couldn't go pick this woman up at the airport? I'm still mad about that, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna let it go. He says that he's getting nervous. He don't feel right. He's nervous to meet her for the first time. And this man starts throwing up in the street, like on the sidewalk, just like, well, and the cameras caught it, and I almost lost it because that was nasty. I did not need to see that man's egg McMuffin come up out of his throat. That grossed me out. Like, oh my God, it was so nasty. And then after this man threw up, he gonna get a water bottle and start pouring it. Sir, walk away from the throw up. Like, oh God, I think he's very childlike. Y'all see the slowness? So then, you know, they cut to Rachel. She's lost again. They cut back to John. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I don't know where it came from, John whips out a toothbrush with no toothpaste. John started brushing his teeth, and y'all, I'm telling you, John didn't have no toothpaste on that toothbrush. I didn't see not a foam, bubble, soap, or nothing. There was nothing on that toothbrush. He pulled a toothbrush out of I don't know where, his butthole, his beard, who knows where the toothbrush came from, and starts just brushing his teeth, just brush the vomit around. Yeah, that'll make sense. And I could tell wasn't no toothpaste on it because it sounded dry. It was like, I'm like, there's nothing on this toothbrush. What are you doing? It was nasty. And then they cut back to John a couple seconds later, and no toothbrush. The toothbrush is gone. The toothbrush magically appeared and magically disappeared. I don't know if he had the producer holding the toothbrush. I don't know. It was weird and gross and disgusting. And now all I'm thinking is this man just threw up, and he's about to go meet his baby mama for the first time, and they're going to kiss, and I'm going to throw up all of my dinner. Finally, Rachel and John see each other from a distance on the train platform, and they do the, you know, whole slow walk to each other, except for there's a baby stroller in the middle now. She's pushing. And they finally, you know, meet, and they hug, and they kiss. And it was disgusting, and I was grossed out, and I can't believe that she kissed that man after he just threw up his whole egg McMuffin on the sidewalk. I'm sorry. Ugh. Y'all, the most cringeworthy moment on television, I think, to date. That was so nasty. But she was happy. She said he looked better in person. I don't think John's cute anymore after I've seen that he's slow. I'm like, I can't be physically attracted to a man who is mentally slow. So, she and her slow man / new baby daddy, I wish them the best of luck. We'll see what happens. It looked like they, you know, there's going to be some trouble in paradise next week, when life hits them hard in the face with a new baby and having post-baby sex and whatever. We'll see. Let's move on to the next couple. We're going to move on to Angela and Michael. So Angela is gearing up for her trip to Africa to go see her boyfriend Michael, who she wants to propose to. There's a tiny problem. Apparently Angela booked her flight and then sent off for her passport because it's not here yet. She thinks that the post office has lost it and they're lying and saying that it's just delayed. So she is literally the day of her flight. Her flight leaves like in a couple hours and she doesn't have a passport yet. It has not come in. So she drives over to the post office with cigarette in hand. She is stressed out, honey, smoking those Camels down to the filter, just chain smoking away because she is so stressed out about this passport. Gets there, they say it's not here, it's probably just delayed. She can't believe it. She gets a text on her phone saying, honey, that she's supposed to be checking in for her flight and she is not there because she don't have a passport. She can't go. And she doesn't know if she has the money to change the flights around. She just doesn't know what's going to happen. She is distraught and discombobulated, honey, and she doesn't know what's going to happen. So she calls Michael and tells him the bad news that, hey, my passport has not come yet and I can't come to Africa without a passport. Michael seemed extremely unbothered. He tried to fake like he was concerned, like, oh no, oh my God, what has happened? Why do you not have your passport? Oh my God. Oh, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. He really wasn't that concerned. He was like, okay, cool. Angela is just upset. Her daughter is still concerned about her going. I was like, if the passport don't come, that's fine. Don't go, because this is not good. This man is clearly only with her for a green card. But then we see later in the show that the next day her passport came and she is packing up and ready to go. She is showing off her swimsuits, that the cups of those suckers look like Papazon chairs. It looked like I could curl up and take a nap in one of the cups of her swimsuits. She's showing off the gifts that she's taken to Michael's mother, which consisted of a handbag that was like purple with zebra print or something, and it had the Lord's Prayer printed on it because Michael and his family are extremely religious and devout. That was the ugliest purse I have ever seen in my life. But you know, Angela sense of style fit that, and maybe Michael's mother might like it too. Sometimes older women, they're probably the same age, so older women sometimes have a strange sense of style, so his mama probably will like that purse. She's excited. She goes to the airport. Scotty's there with her 3 kids, honey. They riding on suitcases. They running through the airport. They kiss Meemaw goodbye and she takes off on her plane to Africa. She's flying over the Atlantic Ocean. We get to meet Michael. So Michael introduces himself to us. He tells us that he is a online scammer. I mean, an online car salesman or something like that. He'd sell cars or something in Africa. And that is his dream, to be a businessman in America, honey. And that was the line that I needed to hear to know that Angela's getting scammed. Oh yes, Michael didn't say not 2 words about his love for Angela, how he's excited to start his new life with her, how he wants to be with her forever and go to America with her. Oh no, he only talked about his dreams of being a businessman in America. What type of business, you ask? I don't know, because Michael don't know. He just know he want to be like his role model, Donald Trump, and be a businessman. I don't know what he want to sell. I don't know what type of business he want to start. Who knows? He wants to be a businessman in America, and Angela's going to be his ticket to do so. Michael gives us a little tour of his home, and you can just tell this is a very poor part of the country. So it's very obvious to me that Michael is trying to get to America. We all know it. We all seen the signs. Angela is the ticket to America, and Michael's going to go over there and be a businessman. He don't care if he have to put on a little Trump supporter clothes, which clearly he might be a Trump supporter. I mean, he seemed to like him. He had his picture by his bedside. I mean, hell, whatever. I don't think that Angela is completely being honest with Michael, because they showed the pictures that she had sent him, and honey, they were filtered and just changed. She didn't look like those pictures at all. And I feel like Michael is in for a rude awakening when he sees Angela run out of that airport in all of her glory, because she don't look like them pictures. I don't know what's gonna happen. Michael had a brief conversation with his homeboys talking about Angela and going to America, and I feel like that was just for the producers, because they probably already had this conversation. They know exactly why Michael is talking to Angela. They know that he's talking to her so that he can be a businessman in America. They already know this. They are shocked that Angela is as old as she is, that she is not only a mother but a grandmother, and they are just shook and cannot believe that Michael is about to do this. But he seems like he's made up his mind, honey, and Angela is on her way. And they showed a little clip at the end of her running out of the airport to meet him, and he looked genuinely afraid. So I cannot wait until next week when they actually meet to see if Michael really thinks that this green card is worth it. Let's move on to the next couple. Our last new couple is Ricky and Melissa. So Ricky has flown his happy behind over to Colombia to meet the love of his life and future wife, Melissa, who I stand firm is not a real person. If she is a real person, she is a man, or she looks very different from those pictures that he thinks she looks like. She has a very bulk body. She looks like a sex doll, as I said last week, but he loves her because of her mind, because she's a nurse. Yeah, right, Ricky. Ricky has gone over to Colombia to meet Melissa. He has touched down and landed and has yet to hear from Melissa. He has texted her multiple times to let him know that he is there and that he is ready to meet her. He has texted her the address of the restaurant that he has picked to take her out on a date. He is yet to hear back from Melissa. Ricky has gotten dressed, has put on clothes, went and bought flowers, and showed up at the restaurant, all without hearing a word from Melissa whether or not she's going to come. He is nervous, so he goes to the bartender, asks for a shot. The bartender gives him a mixed drink. I don't really know what was happening there. I was like, I thought you wanted a shot. He literally took the shaker and mixed up something. I don't know. But Ricky was explaining to the bartender that he's there to meet his future wife, and he's nervous and whatever. He's an idiot. And so he sits down, and finally Melissa texts him back. So there's this ray of hope in his heart. And she says she's running late. She'll be there at 7:30. Ciao. Ricky thinks that Melissa about to walk through this door. First of all, if Melissa even shows up for the date, it ain't gonna be Melissa. I don't know if it's gonna be Michael. I don't know if it's gonna be Melissa's cousin Martha, who don't look nothing like Melissa. I don't know who about to show up at this dinner. But I know Ricky sat his dumb behind up there for about 2 hours waiting on her. He sat down. Ain't gonna sit there and tell the producers, oh, my energy's getting low now that so much time has passed. Get your flowers and take your behind home. Get back on the plane, Ricky, and go home. Okay? Alright. Melissa don't want you, baby. Melissa's not real. This is not real. Okay, you have 2 kids. You have 2 kids. You got a whole life ahead of you, sir. Go home. Give this up. So he sits there and waits till like 9 p.m. The girl said she was going to be there at 7:30. At 9 p.m. I think she sent a text of her in the cab, but it wasn't a picture of her. It was just a picture of an Uber driver or something. I don't know, but Ricky keeps holding out hope. She keeps stringing him along, feeding him these little breadcrumbs. I don't know if Melissa's just not going to show, or if Melissa's not who she says she is, so she's nervous and it's like stalling. I don't know what's going on, but I know I wouldn't have flown my happy behind to Colombia and then not heard anything and still went on a date by myself. Like, who plans a date with no one? I'm going to plan a whole date and hadn't heard back from the girl. That don't make no sense, Ricky. Ricky is in love with the image of this woman, the fact that she has an enhanced body. He is materialistic and clearly shallow and desperate. And he has seen so many pictures of this woman that he's never spoken to as well. He's Tariq number 2. Because he has never talked to this girl, but she is the love of his life. How is somebody the love of your life and you've never had a conversation with them? How? How does this work? Like, what kind of brain process do you have for someone to be the love of your life that you've never had a conversation with? I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm done with Ricky. We'll see if we meet Melissa next week. I don't know. We'll just see. I don't know, y'all. Let's move on to the next couple. So let's get into our oldies but goodies, and we'll just start with Jesse and Darcy because I'm going to get them out of the way quick. Jesse and Darcy are starting to become like Pow and Russ for me a little bit. I kind of am over them. I don't feel like their relationship is real. I don't get a real sense of love from them. I feel like they conveniently got back together just in time to start filming the show again, and that to me says that they are probably just on the show because they want a 90-day fiance check and they want the fame that possibly might come with it. Darcy's constantly putting out stuff for her sister child. They got a single. Jesse think he a model, a personal trainer or something, and they just get on TV and just make each other miserable. I don't see the point of it. It's his second night in New York, and so they go out to dinner. And it's just a disaster. I mean, they start out all lovey-dovey and hugged up, and then Jesse starts talking about Darcy's social media behavior. And actually, I hate to say it, I don't like Jesse, but I had to agree with him on this point. Because Darcy is 42 years old. Why are you putting all your breakup information, putting people on blast? You're too old for that, Darcy. You're a little too old. That's some high school, early college behavior to when you break up with your man, be like, here you go, girls, you can have him. He yours. Girl, keep your relationship to yourself. You're too grown for that. And Jesse hit the nail on the head when he said just because someone is older does not mean that they're mature. So just because Darcy's 42 and he's 24 or whatever does not mean that she's more mature than him. And he's exactly right. Darcy's very mature. I said last week she's 42. She swears she's about 22. She acts like she's 22. She thinks she's like 26. And she's kind of a mess. And I kind of am with Jesse on that. Now, does that excuse his behavior toward her? Absolutely not. He is still a jerk. He is still an a-hole. And the way that he talks to her is just so demeaning and condescending. If she is so immature and annoying, just don't be with her. Like, just go your own way. Like, you don't have to be with this woman. No one's forcing you to do this, Jesse. You don't have to treat her like crap just because she doesn't have her mental state all together and perfect. These two are terrible for each other. So, you know, Jesse tries to say that it messed up his business when she made it look like he was cheating. Is Jesse a personal trainer? I don't think he is. Jesse's not even really in shape for real. He has like a little belly pudge. Jesse thinks he's way sexier than he is. His body is not all that. And he don't look that good. So, anyway, Darcy got mad and said that, you know, I never said you cheated. You're trying to make up stuff. And she storms off, honey, with that. Oh, God, the ponytail got worse this week, y'all. I think Darcy's hair has a little curl to it because I think it was a little humid in New York that night because it looked like her edges were getting a little puffy. I'm like, girl, look like you got a little curl. But that ponytail was just that should be illegal to wear your hair, to have your hair looking like that. It was just weave and hair, just terrible. But she storms out and cries, and she cried, but I didn't see any tears. You know, whenever people cry, I always look for tears. I didn't see no water come out of Darcy's eyes. She sat up there and quivered her lip and just made her voice crack for 5 minutes outside with the producers, and then took her behind back on in there and apologized and hugged back up to Jesse while he ate his salmon that I'm sure she paid for. I don't feel real love from these two. I think that they're only in this relationship because of the show and the potential that the show can bring them. I think they're kind of like Enfisa and George, and it's like, I'm gonna ride this 90 Day Fiance fame wave as long as I can, and I'm gonna get them another week before I start breezing through them like I do Pound Rust, because I'm kind of over it. Let's move on to the last couple. So last but not least is Paul and Karine. So Paul has finally landed in Brazil with his shirt and tie, honey, like he going on a job interview. I don't know where Paul thought he was going. I don't know why Paul had on a tie and a shirt that didn't fit. I don't know what was happening. Paul has always been weird, but it's like he's getting weirder. I think he's getting stranger, if that's even possible. Paul lands and he's waiting at the baggage claim, but no luggage. He packed 62.5 crates of stuffed animals and hair and mosquito nets and penis coverings, and none of it landed in Brazil, and he is shook and distraught. He's a little bit more upset that he thinks Karine might be mad at him because she doesn't have her stuff, but he's really upset that he doesn't have any of his stuff, and he is just hurt that they lost his luggage. He wanders off with that luggage cart that has nothing on it, and he is so distraught that he doesn't even recognize Karine. And I don't even blame him for not recognizing Karine, because I didn't even recognize Karine. What the heck happened to this child? Oh no, I know what happened to her. She's pregnant, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Karine pops up and surprises Paul. She was standing right there the whole time. Paul didn't even see her. He was about to walk right past her because she looked like a totally different person, honestly. Like, she didn't look like the same girl that he met before. But apparently Karine then spent her 90 Day Fiance coin and got a car and rode to Manaus and met Paul. He didn't have to take the plane, trains, and automobiles out to the hut by the Amazon River this time. They got a hotel in the big city, and they get there, and Karine has already set the hotel room up with the mosquito net and all of Paul's motion sickness and diarrhea medicines, and everything's there for him, and he is so excited. And they get in there and they don't know what to say to each other because they still don't know each other's languages, and they are typing on the text translator. Karine looks over. Karine don't like Paul. Karine was looking like she was over him that entire time. Paul's just speaking English to her. She don't know what he's saying, and she's just like, come on, let's get in this bed and do this. Karine does not like Paul. Paul is a means to an end for Karine, and that end is getting out of the Amazon River and the mosquitoes to America to live a decent life. That's what Karine wants. I think that Karine is still smack dab in the middle of her whole moment. Paul is concerned because Karine has been commenting under some guy's pictures. She has been communicating with other American men online, and he doesn't like it, and he wants to address it. But first they gotta, you know, get some, I guess, have their first night together before he comes at her with the facts. Oh, question. Why did they have a mosquito net in the hotel? This looked like a pretty nice hotel. There wasn't, like, everything was enclosed. It looked like it might have had air conditioning. So what was the point of the mosquito nets? Were there mosquitoes in there? I don't know, child. Karine and Paul exchanged gifts. She gave him some cologne, and he was like, cologne attracts mosquitoes. Paul's so scary. If you're so scary, why are you going to Brazil? You don't go to Brazil if you're scared of everything. He's scared of bugs, water, air. Paul, stay at home then if you that scared. My goodness, he's so irritating. Next day, Paul's luggage finally arrives and he's so excited to give Karine all of her jumpsuits and costumes and stuffed animals. And Karine just smiled and looked like she asked for all this stuff and she didn't even look like she was excited to get it. Karine cannot stand Paul. I think Paul gets on her nerves. I think he's dorky and annoying to her and lame. But like I said, Karine is hot to trot. She is smack dab in the middle of her whole moment. And I feel like her whole moment's going to last a few more years. And she is talking to Paul to get this green card. And she's talking to everybody else who will give her the time of day. Paul decides he wants to talk to Karine about the messages that she's sending other guys and how she's commenting on their pictures. And so they go out to the park and sit down and have a conversation. Paul said that he got a new phone and it has an updated Google Translator app that he doesn't have to sit and type. Oh no, Google, you're good. I don't need you. She thought I was calling her name. So he has this updated phone and he can actually talk to the phone and it will talk to Karine back. So they don't have to sit there and type and text. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Paul, that is so amazing. What a better way to communicate. You know what would be an even better way to communicate? If you two learn each other's languages. Yeah. Karine is, you know, this relationship is weird because Paul acts like the girl, Karine acts like the guy. So Paul's all nervous and concerned that he's getting cheated on and he confronts Karine with it. And Karine acts like every dude ever, turns it back on Paul, makes it look like he's the one that's doing her wrong. And I was so weak at how Karine turned that situation around. I don't feel like you'll ever trust me. And she storms off. How you gonna storm off and you the one being accused of cheating? She said that the guy that she was coming handsome and heart eyes under is just a guy who's a personal trainer. He helped her out with her workouts at home. So you mean to tell me you working out in this hut next to the Amazon River, Karine? Karine, when we met you the first time, you were a slender girl with no muscle tone. Now that we meet you the second time, you are no longer a slender girl, but you still don't have any muscle tone. So I don't think you're doing any at-home workouts, girl. You got bigger, not smaller. So we're not falling for that. I think that guy that he saw her comment pictures on is only one of many. I think that Karine is talking to other men, probably in her hometown. I think that she is talking to other Americans because she needs a backup plan. Because, I mean, it might not work out with Paul. I don't think she really likes Paul. I don't think she really stunned Paul like that for real. I think it's, like I said, he's a means to an end. He's upset, you know, that Karine got upset and he doesn't know if he can trust her. And I don't think he should trust her because Karine's pregnant. Now, I know y'all thinking, oh my God, we already knew this. Karine's been pregnant. Like, this is old news. Yeah, we knew Karine was pregnant. I didn't know Karine was going to be pregnant when Paul landed in Brazil. So, did Karine get pregnant with Paul's baby the first trip 4 months ago? And now she's 4 months pregnant? Or did Karine get pregnant by somebody else at some point? I don't know when she got pregnant. I know the girl is pregnant. Her face is puffy. Her skin is breaking out like a mug, so I know those hormones are raging. She looks tired, broke down, wore down, disheveled, and discombobulated, honey. She looks a mess. And that is a sign of a strong, healthy baby. When that baby is beating you up every second of the day and you broke down and wore down, that means you're having a strong, healthy baby. Karine's hips are wide. She looks meatier and beefier and curvier than she did. She was a slender girl last season. This season, she looked like she almost a brick house. She looked like she'd been eating all the hog mogs, the pig feet, and the cornbread and the cabbage. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know whose baby this is, but this girl is already pregnant. And we are going to have to line up the dates. Do we know when Karine got pregnant? Do we know when the due date is? I'm trying to see when the due date is and when Paul came back to Brazil. Because I want to line these dates up. Because something tells me this ain't Paul's baby. And she's just going to try to pass it off as his and be like, oh, I got pregnant when you were here 4 months ago. Well, that would mean you have to be 4 months pregnant. Are you? Is she? I don't know, but I feel like Karine needs to stop playing games with Paul because Paul is a little psycho. We know this. I feel like what's going to happen is she's going to pass off this baby as his. I don't really think it's his. I think that they're going to get married, go back to America. Karine is going to be cheating on Paul with every white American man who look her direction, and probably black men too. And I feel like Paul is going to find out about it. He's going to burn her and the baby and that whole house down. So Karine, girl, you're playing games with your life. I think you need to chill out. Because this man is a little crazy. You know, I said before that Paul is a little lame and I don't really think he's dangerous. I don't think Paul is dangerous, but I think if Paul is provoked, that he can be dangerous. I think that if you're just sweet and good to him, Paul is going to be sweet and nice and just the weirdest, dorkiest, you know, good husband you ever had. But if you play games with that man, he will set you and your baby on fire. So girl, be careful while you playing these little games. I know you in your whole moment. You 22. You still think you young and hot in the tail. But you're playing games with your life. Heard it from me first. But that was it for all the couples. thank you guys so much for celebrating my birthday with me. I hope you got some cake. I hope you got something to drink. I know I will be. I'm about to go to dinner now and celebrate another year older. I'm so thankful, and I got to spend my birthday with you guys, and that's like amazing. Well, not the whole day, but you know, part of my day, an hour, whatever. We family, so we can do that. So welcome to my birthday party, and thank you for celebrating it with me. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter at NICHI_P_tweets for all my live tweets during the show. As it airs, you'll see my first reactions to the foolishness that goes on every Sunday night. Thank you guys for being so faithful and watching every week. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome to my channel, and I'm so glad that you're here. If you know someone who loves this foolish show just as much as we do, tell them about this vlog. Tell them to watch Nikki P, and let me hear what you guys think. Leave me a comment, leave me a like, share with a friend. You guys know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. I'm gonna start doing a new segment at the end of the show for like my after show. I'm gonna read y'all some tweets. If you guys don't have a Twitter page, you should get a Twitter page just for the 90 Day Fiance tweets. The people on Twitter are hilarious. Oh my god, so funny. All you have to do is follow the hashtag 90 Day Fiance or 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days and just scroll during the commercial breaks. That's what I do. I usually tweet and scroll through the tweets during the commercial break, and I just crack up laughing at the stuff y'all come up with. So I'm going to start reading you some of my favorite tweets from the Sunday nights from everybody who posts something. I'm going to pick just like 3 or 4 and just read them to you guys because y'all, it's so funny. So get a Twitter page, even if you don't think you will ever tweet, just to simply follow the hashtag on Sunday nights. So the first one is by this girl named Courtney. Her @ is music_less_3. Hey Courtney. Courtney said Darcy's eyebrows are longer than her relationship is gonna last. Oh my gosh, those eyebrows were just out of control again. I don't even understand how she drew those on and like looked at herself in the mirror and was like, yeah, this looks good, and I'm gonna go with it. Next person is by a girl named Gabrielle. Her @ is Shawty_Gilo, and she said Karini is proof that the most deceptive thing about the internet is photo filters. She always looks dirty and disheveled. Yes, she does. Karini never looks cute and put together. She always looks disheveled. Her skin is a mess, but I think, you know, she always had kind of bad skin, but I think her skin really broke out because those pregnancy hormones got that girl messed up. She looks a mess. She looked a mess last night. A mess. The next one is by a girl named Morgan Campbell, @ Morgan P. Campbell. She said, again, call me old-fashioned, but I was raised not to exchange your kids' umbilical cords with people you've never met. Yes, girl. Oh, it's so strange. Like, who's calling? To call you back. So strange, you guys. The next tweet is by my girl Erin Martin @ Erin Martin on Twitter. She said, dear Brazilian airport personnel looking into the abyss of Paul's creepy luggage, we apologize. Yes, we do. We apologize for Paul as an American citizen in general. To anybody who ever meets him at any other country. We're sorry. We're sorry for him, okay? Reality Junkie @ Reality Spoon tweeted, proposal? You can't even get a ride from the airport. That's what I said. That girl, that man should have went and got that woman from the airport. I can't believe he did that to her. Like, what the heck? All right, Danny @ Agatha Christie says, Darcy out here trying to look young for Jesse when she needs to just date a grown man. Oh my God, I said this. Darcy needs a sugar daddy. She needs somebody who's like 50 or older, who like is like a successful businessman or like owns restaurants or something and has coin and like likes to lay low. Like she just wants to be in the spotlight too much. She needs a man who will help her calm down, chill out, girl. Okay, let's pick one more and then that's it. Let's see. One more. This is a really good one. This is by Jacqueline N. Ubele. I hope I said that right. And her @ name is Jackie Ubele. And she said, look, I'm Nigerian. And I've had Nigerians over in Nigeria try to scam me. Someone should have stopped her. That was classic. A Nigerian tried to get scammed by Nigerians. Thank you, Jacqueline. You guys make my week every single time. And if you don't have a Twitter page, just get one. Just for the 90 Day Fiance hashtag. You don't ever have to tweet, but just follow the hashtag. You will crack up. It's so amazing. All right, bye y'all.